Hey, Elaine Williams here. I am a speaker coach and I am really excited. I'm starting another group program tonight, How to Captivate the Crowd and the Camera speaker training. And I have a small exclusive group of people and I am just so excited to be on this journey together. Hey, Robert. Hi, honey. So I wanted to talk again about I Love Lucy because I just freaking love this show. I love her. Hey, Johnny. And I have to say, the other day I was driving back from the gym, and this NPR radio thing came on, and it was talking about the show and all of the unprecedented things that it brought, and how it just really changed the face of TV and our culture. And I just always get a little verklempt because, to me, you could see there was so much love between Lucy and Desi, on screen and off. Like, I have goosebumps. Like, to me, it's such a beautiful love story, even though it was kind of tragic towards the end. But, you know, and the thing my point is, you know, stories are so powerful. Like, growing up, my mother was really strict. She was an English professor and a little bit of an intellectual snob, so we were not allowed to watch TV, or if we did, it was like, you know, PBS, like Zoom or something. Maybe Sesame Street on a good day. So we did not get to watch, my sister and I did not get to watch I Love Lucy. I didn't know about it. I was doing musical comedy my whole life, but I did not know about I Love Lucy. And then I had a roommate in college, Christopher, and he loved I Love Lucy, and he knew every detail about every episode, and he knew, like, it was so fun. It's so fun to learn a new topic when you're with somebody who is so passionate and obsessed, and they're teaching you and sharing like their joy about it. Like, that's the best way to learn anything. And so he would be like, Elaine, we're gonna watch episode number 59 when this happened and Fred did this, but they did that. And I would watch an episode before I would go to work, and it would put me in a good mood to make my tips because I was working my way through college. So that's, you know, how I got introduced to I Love Lucy. And then, of course, I've studied it now that I'm a comedian. Hi, Cara. I've been thinking about you, girl. I want to come visit or something. We got to, she is the cake lady, and she's amazing. God knows I love cake. I'm talking about I Love Lucy and storytelling. And so when I was driving from the gym the other day, they were talking about the show. And when... you know, so in the 1951 is when it premiered. And remember, television was still very new, and it was the 50s. So we were repressed as a culture. And so it was a hit series. They were doing all these things with 3 cameras and lighting and a special cinematographer and using a different kind of film because they were actually thinking about posterity, which nobody else had thought about. Like, there were so many things that were just cutting edge about this show, and the writers. And Lucy had been working on this as a radio show years before. And then in 1951, like, people were just starting to get their very first TVs. Now, can you imagine if you grew up with the radio and all of a sudden there's this thing in your house and you can see other people? Can you imagine how exciting that must have been and how you must have felt so connected? Like, it's probably the way a lot of people feel now about, like, Facebook or the first smartphone they had or something. You know, it's just such like a whole nother world. And so 1951 is when it first premiered, and then it was doing really well. And then, oh my gosh, Lucy got pregnant in real life. And so they thought they were going to have to cancel the show because nobody had been pregnant on TV. You did not talk about pregnancy. You did not say the word pregnant. Even in the 50s, in real life, you said, oh, she's PG. Because if you said pregnant, that meant somebody had to have sex. And we just didn't talk about that back then, you know? And so, but Ricky, Desi Arnaz, had this idea, like, oh, what if we get all the scripts, and what if we get a rabbi, a priest, and a minister to approve of them, and then maybe we won't offend anybody, and maybe it will be okay. And again, unprecedented, brilliant, out-of-the-box thinking. So sure enough, they got their blessings. Sure enough, the show was able to go on. Now, here to me is when I get goosebumps. So that the writers timed it so that Lucy on TV gave birth to little Ricky the same night that Lucy in real life went to the hospital to have a C-section to give birth to the real little Ricky. I mean, that's like reality TV before there was reality TV, right? Like, I just think that's so cool. Here's the really amazing thing. Now, most people had just gotten their very first TV. This was 1953 by then. 71.9% of American households watched that episode. 71.9%. That is a huge collective of people. It was 44 million people. And I just love that because to me, it like stopped the country and it brought us together. And it was like this sweet, joyful moment of celebrating life and celebrating love and a happy marriage and family and so many things that we claim are American values or just human values. And it brought everybody together to have this collective experience. And to me, that's the power of story. Being able to like stop and have people like have an experience together in community. And that's why I love working with other speakers, entrepreneurs, coaches about storytelling and the power of storytelling and the crafting of it. You know, we have such an opportunity as speakers, as coaches, as authors to help people. You know, since 2007, I have toured the country speaking about alcohol awareness and sexual assault prevention and response. And I am so moved every time I share my story. I have people coming up crying, hugging me, saying, I never told anybody this before, but. And I've had people say things like, you helped me not cut. I've stopped suicides. I've helped people in depression get into therapy. I've taken college kids to Al-Anon meetings. I've shown them how there's online meetings on podcasts and telephone meetings. That's part of my mission. That's why I'm here. I'm lucky to be alive, and that's what I do. And I just feel like every time we get to share our stories and what we do, the kind of work that we do, we can be helping somebody else. Like, you never know what kind of day somebody's having or what they've been through. Last night, I was at an event supporting another fellow speaker, and this man told me how he learned magic because he'd been in the hospital with his mom for 4 years, and how he started this whole movement about magic in underserved communities. And it sounds so cool. And I was like, oh, I know a lot of comics. We should connect. But, you know, that to me is the power of story. And the power that we have every time we do a post, every time we write an email or make a clip or a video or get to speak live or virtually, you never know. You could be throwing somebody a life raft, you know, and that to me is the gift of storytelling. And, you know, there's a human thing like stranger danger. Like when somebody you don't know first starts talking, you know, we're all a little bit like, who is this person? Can I trust them? You know, and then when you can tell a story authentically, when you can be authentic and vulnerable and real and have people lean in and go, oh, I get this. Oh, I've been there. I have been that depressed or that isolated or that lonely or that addicted or whatever you've been through. You know, when you can share your story authentically and how you've helped people, you know, whatever it is that you do, you just never know. You just never know. And that's why I'm so passionate about what I do. I love the work that I do. And I'm so honored to have some new students starting my class tonight. And I just was so moved because I just love talking about Lucy. There's so many things we can learn from her. Talk about tenacious. And you know, and another thing, on this show, there were no ad libs. Like, they stuck to the script. Unlike Jackie Gleason, who never even rehearsed. The rest of the actors were always sort of scrambling. But this show, it was so tight. And Lucy was very much a perfectionist, and she rehearsed it, and she really stuck to the script. And, you know, with comedy, timing, like little nuances can really make or break something. Like the tiniest shift can So anyway, if you would love to know more about storytelling and being authentic and vulnerable on camera, and when you're speaking, please message me below. I would love to connect with you and talk further about where you are with your business, where you are with your speaking, where you want to go, what your vision is, your mission, your purpose, your passion. I love to talk with people about that. So I am going to sign off because I've got some more stuff to do, and then I'm going to teach my class tonight. So I just wanted to share. I was just moved to share about Lucy again, and I will probably keep talking about her because it was just like such a brilliant cutting edge show, and she really paved the way for so many comedians. So yeah. Yes, Lucy also said, that's a great point, Robert. Lucy said she was not naturally funny and that she had to work hard at it. Great point. Because that's part of my thing is that, oh, thanks, Kara. You know, nobody was born speaking, right? Like, we all came out of the womb. We all came out of the womb naked and cold and going, what just happened? And nobody, like, we had to learn how to speak. So speaking is a skill. Now, not everybody's going to get to be like Martin Luther King or Gandhi, but we can all work on our oratory, on our vocal variety. There's so many nuances you can practice. You can have skill with the right coach. So anyway, I just love that point, though. Yeah, Lucy worked at it. And she didn't make it till she was in her 50s. So there's still hope for me. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for popping by. Leave a comment below. I'd love to know what you think about Lucy or storytelling. And I will see you soon, I hope, on stage or the camera. Have a great night. Love you. Thanks. Bye.